This is a special report from ABC News.
Hi, Peter Jennings at ABC News headquarters. Let's immediately go to a picture in Los Angeles. We're interrupting 2020.
The major TV networks went into special report mode, breaking into regularly scheduled programming, even interrupting the NBA Finals.
We will send it to NBC News. Here's Carl Brokaw.
Thank you, Marvin. We are looking once again at pictures of Al Cowling's cars that makes its way along a freeway in Los Angeles in the south central part of that area. And we are told by the California Highway Patrol that O.J. Simpson is in that car holding a gun to his head.
100 million Americans, virtually half the country, were glued to their televisions.
The vehicle is registered to Al Cowling, a former teammate, close friend of O.J. Simpson's, who is a fugitive from justice now.
For more than 2 hours, Al Cowlings navigated 75 miles of L.A. freeways with his old friend hunkered down in the back.
Driver of the Bronco indicates the subject is in the vehicle and he is armed. He has a gun to his head. All units stay back.
I'm going to go back to the Bronco, and if you can just give me some of the details of what you said to each other and some of the...
Well, going there, it wasn't a lot of conversation, but basically it was just...
You had a gun?
Yeah, but it was in the bag in the back at that point with the pictures and stuff. The police like to say it was with a passport. I always had my passport there. They said I had $10,000. I think I had like $3 and something and change. As a matter of fact, when I was let out of jail, after my trial, and they were giving me all my things back, all the stuff that was in the Bronco that was mine back. I said, where's the $10,000? Where's my $10,000 that you guys claimed that I had, right? Which is totally false. In any event...
what are you thinking? You're in the car.
I'm in the back of still in the back of the truck, and I can't believe what I'm seeing. Because every time we go by intersections, it's like, where did these people get the time to make these signs, go OJ and stuff? And what was strange is I was being depicted as a fugitive on the radio, but from the side of the roads, it was more people cheering.
O.J. says what made him snap out of it and decide to bring the chase to a close was pride.
I just remember listening to the radio, which I think was Dan Rather, it really saved my life.
Right.
Because when he said that O.J. had a history, police were at their house all the time, 8 or 9 times, that was the first time that week that I kind of woke up. Hey, man, listen to what they're saying about me. I say, see, this is BS what they're doing here. Get me to my house, right? Take me home. And we immediately called the police. The AC told them where we were going.
As AC pulled the Bronco into O.J.'s driveway at Rockingham, a standoff ensued as a police negotiator urged O.J. to put down the gun and exit the vehicle with his hands up.
When we got to my house, I saw a sniper on the roof, and you get defiant. They've been telling you this, they've been saying this stuff about you. I got defiant, so I wouldn't get out of the car. I was just mad until I saw my oldest son, Jason, run across the road. And somebody grabbed him. He said, that's my father. And then I said, I got to get out of this car. I don't want him to get injured.
The police now know where he is. We have found him. The door is opening, and let's see what happens now.
O.J. Simpson is in custody. He has been transported here to Parker Center. He is being booked and processed. That'll include prints, mugshot.
He sounds very convincing when he talks about being suicidal and being desperate and being unhappy and wanting to end it. And then when he gets to the part where he says, they killed me. What did you make of that?
He clearly was desperate. Physically and emotionally was going through that. I think he was intending to kill himself. But at the end, when he's talking about him, he's basically the victim here. It's people thinking bad thoughts about him, people not holding him up. That's what's devastating to him. He wasn't suicidal, I don't believe, because his ex-wife, the mother of his children, was murdered brutally. He wasn't suicidal because of that, but because his image was damaged.
He says he woke up, really, when he realized he was getting bad press in the form of Dan Rather laying out
the domestic
violence.
That what gets him mad is that people would think he's a wife beater.
I think he's a very complicated person. I think he's addicted to the limelight. And one of the things that I noted about his behavior at the time, halfway through the interview, he leaned over to me when we were taking a break and he said, "When you came here today, you didn't think you'd like me, but I changed your mind, didn't I?" And at no point did he ever acknowledge or really understand the gravity of his actions.
So the police take OJ downtown to be booked, put on suicide watch. Listen to how he describes that experience.
What was jail like for you?
In the beginning, it was tough because I'm a talker. I'm a guy that spends his whole life socializing. And most people don't realize that I was in solitary confinement the full 17 months I was there. One of the sergeants would go out his way sometimes to talk to me through the cell, but I had no one to talk to from morning to night.
What was that like?
In the beginning, obviously it was horrible. You are so at the mercy of your jailers. For instance, the first time I had to make an appearance in court, I looked so bad. I had no tie on, but what the public don't know is they woke me up every 15 minutes. They rattled my cell, turned on the lights. They alleged I was on suicide watch, but all night long, they woke me up. They made sure I sat up in bed and looked at them. Now, you go through that all night long and see what you look like that day in court. And I look horrible that day in court.
Mr. Simpson, do you understand the charges as I've read them to you?
Yes.
And have you discussed those charges with your lawyer, sir?
Yes.
At this time, do you wish to enter a plea guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Apart from his arraignment, OJ would not be seen again until his trial began 6 months later.
You were looking at inmate number 4103970, O.J. Simpson.
Up next, OJ's reaction to the trial of the century.
There's no way they can convict me of this.
Why he's still mad at Nicole.
I've cursed her. I've been to her gravesite and why? What the hell?
And why he agreed to tell all.
Are you ready to enter a plea at this time?
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you plead to counts 1 and 2?
County District Attorney has just filed murder charges against Rachel James and Simpson.
For nearly a year, the so-called trial of the century was must-see TV.
There is an amazing, ravenous appetite for information about O.J. Simpson.
In 1995, just 3 years after the LA riots, the debate over OJ's guilt or innocence divided America across racial lines.
These white people, excuse me, but that's the way I feel about this here situation, trying to set the brother up.
The prosecution was confident they had a slam-dunk case.
I've never had a case with so much evidence in my entire life.
Traces of the victim's blood was found in Simpson's car and at his home.
And it's the kind of evidence that causes defendants to be convicted.
You guys thought you had a slam-dunk case. Marcia Clark said, "I have never tried a case with so much evidence." She sounded incredibly confident.
Contrary to what people might think, we were seasoned veterans in the DA's office, and we understood that there's more to the trial than just the evidence. The first time I talked to Marcia Clark about this case, she said, "I have all of this evidence. The only problem now is if I can get someone to believe it."
This case is a circus, and they've made it a circus.
The mostly African-American jury did not believe it. After Simpson's dream team of lawyers successfully took advantage of a series of police and prosecution missteps, including testimony about a key detective using a racial slur.
She said, "The only good is a death."
If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
It created reasonable doubt that O.J. Simpson had committed the murders.
All right, so stand and face the jury.
We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant Orenthal James Simpson not guilty of the crime of murder in violation of Penal Code Section 187A, a felony of
So 11 months of trial. Here's how O.J. describes to you, Judith, how he heard about the verdict.
What did you think of the verdict when the jury came back into the room?
I felt that if there's anything right with the universe, there's no way they can convict me of this, right? And we're not talking hypothetical here. That's how I felt. There was a lot of talk that somebody who knew the verdict came to my cell and told me the night before, which is totally BS. Every sheriff, everybody that I came in contact with at the jail, which was run by the sheriff department, told me I was going home from the moment Mark Furman got off the stand. When Van Adder and Furman testified, all the guys at the jail said to me, whoever was watching me at the time said, you may have did it, you may not have did it, but you're going home. The minute the jury knows these cops are lying, and they're lying, they do not convict if they think a police officer's lying.
What was your reaction when you heard
I
it?
told all the lawyers, we met, and I said, I don't want any celebrating. And I told my mother that the night before, and my sisters, I don't want no celebrating because 2 people are still dead. And I don't want anybody celebrating if the verdict is positive towards me.
Most Americans continue to believe that O.J. Simpson got away with murder. But some still maintain that he is innocent, a victim of racist cops and the media. And even though he was acquitted in the criminal trial, O.J. didn't get off scot-free. In 1997, a jury found him liable for the double murders in a civil trial. He was ordered to pay the victims' families $33.5 million in damages.
The money is not the issue. It never has been. It's been making certain that one man, the man that murdered my son and Nicole, is held responsible by a court of law, and it's happening.
Do you feel that you've lived the life of a convicted man in many ways?
Thank God the public has not forced me to live that way. The media has tried, but the public hasn't.
So what's it been like?
It's curious that I go places and the public will come up to me, hug me, ask me how the kids are going.
You write in the book, I realized that, with respect to your children and telling your children, I realized that neither of them really understood what had happened to Nicole, let alone the long-term effects that her death would have on their lives. What long-term effect has it had?
Well, you know, I may see it in, you know, I don't like talking about my kids. I gotta make it clear that, and my kids have told me, Dad, you said you weren't gonna talk about us, don't talk about us. But I will go so far as to say this. Sydney especially had enough time with her mother to establish a work ethic. You know, she was accepted in every college that she applied to. They both went to the schools of their choice. They're both in college. For what these kids have gone through, even if they hadn't gone through it, I can't imagine having 2 better kids.
Do you talk to them about their mother? And
that's something that my kids ask me not to discuss. It's nobody's business. And just to say that, you know, I feel totally loved by my kids. They know that they're very loved.
Sydney Simpson was only 9 when her mother was murdered on the front steps of their home at Bundy Drive. Her brother Justin was 6. They were asleep upstairs that night, and police woke them and took them out the back door so they didn't have to see the crime scene. We don't know what their relationship with their father is like today, but O.J. says he has never tried to erase Nicole's memory.
do you have a picture of Nicole at home on the wall?
Yeah. No, it's in the living room. It's Nicole, me, and the kids. It was the last real group picture we took together. So it's right there prominent in my living room. And my kids keep pictures of her in their room.
Do you believe in heaven and hell?
Yes.
Do you believe that you're going to see Nicole someday?
Yes.
You do?
My mother, my dad, I surely do.
And what will you say to her?
You know, I haven't thought of that. I would hug her. She, you know, if there's a heaven, there's a hell. They know. I don't have to explain anything. They know. That's what heaven and hell is all about.
Do you ever talk to her in your mind?
No, I pray to her. I've got on my knees and say to her, hey, look, I've cursed her. I've been to her grave site and why, what the hell? You know, look at these kids. Look at Sydney with no mother. You know, I've done that. I've done that.
That is what most domestic abuse partners do. They connect violence and love.
May I add something now that all makes sense? Because I remember during that time, the family got a call from the cemetery and said, he's here. And they said, excuse me? And they said, he's here and we're scared because he's screaming at Nicole's grave.
Oh, jeez.
Just screaming at it. And the family said, well, call the police.
Did you know that? No, no. I've never heard that before. You know, he's really revealed himself.
Within a year of that 2006 interview with Judith Regan, OJ was in trouble again.
This is the state of Nevada versus Orenthal James Simpson.
Arrested in Las Vegas for armed robbery and what he maintains was an ill-conceived plan to recover sports memorabilia that he claimed belonged to him. He was sentenced to 33 years in prison, but was paroled after only 9 and released last October.
I basically spent a conflict-free life.
Mr. Simpson, I do vote to grant parole.
Thank you.
How do you think you will be remembered?
You know, we talk in this book about hypotheticals. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, everybody is going to give their opinion. They're going to hypothesize what this book means. You know, he was guilty or he was purging his guilt. Whatever you want to take from it, I cannot control it. We cannot control what you think. My friends and family know that. So whichever reason why I did it, you decide. You read it, you decide.
Any thoughts?
You know, he thinks he's so clever, he's so manipulative, he's all of these things, but at the end of the day, he doesn't really manipulate anybody because who he is on full display.
Does hearing from O.J. Simpson bring you any closure? Does that bring Denise any closure?
I don't think you can bring closure unless you can bring Nicole back. All I really care about is that Nicole gets a decent understanding here.
What would you like people to remember about Nicole Brown Simpson?
Just the sweetest, the most decent, the moral compass of a lot of us. An incredible mom. She was a really good person.
Thank you all for this conversation. I know it's been difficult. I know it's been really grueling, actually. But I appreciate all your insight. Today, O.J. Simpson lives in Las Vegas and is a free man.
They're the ones that abandoned me.
But 12 years ago, as the intense interview wound down, O.J. Simpson showed some regret.
Anything else? No.
Okay. No.
All right, good.
Yeah. I'm done. Guys, I tried my best here. I'm done. No, we've done what I need to do.
Okay. Is it hard? Do you feel like spent?
No, it's just that this portion here is, you know, I love that girl. Yeah, it hurts too. But hey, it's what it is. Oh.
You've listened to him for nearly 2 hours, and many of you may think you've heard a confession. But there will also be viewers who have always believed in O.J. Simpson's innocence, and still do.
All right. We back. So you gotta understand. First of all, my father used to always talk about OJ when I was a little boy. You know, everything your father do, you know, you just naturally just try to be like him. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're somebody who's pretty much, you know, like the people that you see that you kind of, you know, respect and look up to. You know, so. That's how he was, you know, he was able to do that because, like I said, I grew up in a white area, so there wasn't that much competition for him to have to, you know, except at church, but you know they're all like the same, they're all Marines, you know. But anyways, that's another story. No, but so when I got my first book report, I forgot what grade it was in. I think it was I thought I started writing book reports. 2nd grade, third grade, something like that. But anyways, my first book report was about O.J. Simpson or Daniel or whatever how you say it. I never could pronounce his name, but I remember knowing his real name, but I could never say it though. I never needed to say it, you know. But I should have tried, but you know I just but so I was so that was my book. That was my first book report because he kind of resembled my dad, my father. You know, dad and him had the same walk. You know, and same height. They both played football. Both talked about football a lot. But they both had the same look. You know, so I remember watching him play football. You know, his last years in football, he played for the Buffalo Bills. I think he played for Frisco too. I remember seeing him on different teams. So I didn't see him when he was real. I never really saw him when he was real good because back then they didn't have YouTube and stuff. You can go back and internet and all that stuff. So we had to just take what TV gave us. Whatever TV gave us, we had to take that, and that was our way we got programmed as being humans and being able to socialize and deal was mostly through TV. TV was the programming station of life, of society, of getting civilized. You know, you got it through TV. You know, now we have other devices to do it, but it's all the same game. It's all TV. You know, everything generates from TV. So I don't care what it is. You know, movies, all that stuff, TV. So that's how we figured if it was on TV, that's how you supposed to be. Whatever is on TV, that's how it's supposed to be. So OJ was, he was doing commercials, running through the airports, that stuff right there. That had a lot of influence. And plus he's from California, from Frisco. His father was a drag king. His father died from AIDS, being a drag queen. You know, so that's why a lot of influence was, and plus he's originated from, he has his foundation or his heritage is, or his where his it's from Louisiana. Like most people, most black folks from live in California or kind of migrate from Louisiana. I mean, that's just on my own personal. I mean, maybe it's not true, but maybe I'm speculating on that or exaggerating on it. But I think Louisiana has the most people in California. Really, they generate from Louisiana. As far as the black people, I don't know about the white people, but as far as the black people. So, I mean, my family did. That's what I'm saying. All that drag queen stuff, that stuff come from New Orleans. I believe, 'cause I drove to New Orleans one time, and that was a cold spirit. I was only there for a couple hours. I was going to go there to get something to bring it back to Cali. So that's why I went there, and I was there for maybe 4 or 5 hours. I don't think I was there that long. I got there, man. Went through a drive-through, and this cashier looked at me with a look that scared the hell out of me. I ain't seen a look like that, and I had. Did I go to New York yet? Yeah, I've been back from New York already, so I didn't get that. And I've been to Germany, so I've been to places before. So, so anyways, so going through being from that type of foundation of heritage, you know what I'm saying? You have to understand, you could relate, you know what I'm saying? So as I got went to the military, because you have to understand that your father being a crossdresser and dying of AIDS, that got to be some serious stuff. You feel me? Especially he's 70. He's 19, so he laid it out. White people went through a lot of stuff to him. They kind of took his life and kind of But that's why when they say he did what he did, that affected a lot of black people, especially a lot of black people who was considered to be programmed, coming from the hood. Because I think he had, I don't know if he was living in the hood or from the hood, but he having a father, like that. I'm pretty sure he wasn't living no wonderful, fantastic life. I don't know. See, say he was born. His father was a Louisiana mother. Housing, lived family in housing projects. Yeah, so he was. If you in anything called the housing projects, you in the hood. You know what I'm saying? And out there in Frisco, it's like New York. You know what I'm saying? So he had that type of mentality. So so he coming from the hood and going to this world of being a good football player and being this and being a good looking dude. He's able to, you know, get to USC. Talking way back in the days. You know what I'm saying? So going to USC, getting this life out here in Southern California. Running stuff. USC Heisman Trophy winner from football, from USC. And he goes pro. Doing movies. Then we have the stamps. A movie star. A movie star too. So people try to throw him with football. He did everything. He was doing everything. Everything. You know what I'm saying? O.J. Simpson was the man. I was watching TV in the 70s. Yeah, that's what all we did was watch TV. We didn't have no games, no cell phones, none of this stuff. We had the TV. The TV was your God. That was your God. The TV, everything on TV was white. White. So if anything black was on TV, that was the black man's God. But through the white man. You feel me? So and my dad looked like him. I never told him that. But that's sometimes you don't talk about stuff that's just reality. We do now because a lot of stuff has been opened up and what I'm saying, a lot of stuff has been people have gotten conscious about. I know there's plenty more stuff that's hidden, everything, but a lot of stuff that became even stuff that I might have thought that was hidden that people knew. It doesn't really matter. I have stuff that you might not know. I'm pretty sure I've told stuff about stuff people didn't know. So we're a product of our environment. But the thing about it, my father looked like him, walked like him. My dad's 67. So he's about the same age as OJ. So they come from the same era. They come from up in the same roots, the same hood, cause they both from the hood. But so OJ he did Marine. He did the athlete thing and everything. He did the military thing, and then he went and raised a family. Worked at gas company. So my dad worked at gas company in Orange County with a lot of white people. So he was able to get a lot of I'm pretty sure people was telling him to do that OJ. I'm guessing. I never like I said, I never talked to him about it. Something we don't talk about because we just look at it being reality. Because we kind of try to outdo each other and try to compete against each other. So sometimes with our loved ones, we kind of keep that separate. Because we don't want to be competing against with our loved ones. We rather compete against somebody who's out there who we don't know. Which makes no sense because it doesn't make us better. It makes them better. But that's the way society got us set up. You know what I'm saying? So everything's been dissected and rationalized through everything for us. See, we were made. So OJ was coming from the hood trying to live the life that I grew up in. So when OJ did that or got into that situation with the white people getting murdered, because that's all it was big about. Was white people got murdered, or they would have killed some black people, or whatever. It would have made the news. You know what I'm saying? But because it was white people and his wife and mother of his kids, you have to understand he had his mother of his kids. You know what I'm saying? 2 kids. So and also a white man get killed too. See, I didn't look at it so. I didn't look at it so severe like that. Cause I didn't know nothing about OJ like that. the stuff that they had that I found out that they didn't have that in the book that I read when I was in my book report. In the book report, they just had, he was just a wonderful guy. They didn't have nothing, the deep stuff. He from the hood and this and that and, that and this and, they didn't have none of that. They just had the basics. So that's what I wrote on. My dad had a lot of influence in it by him looking like him. So I was able to think that when he got charged with that and that situation happened, that tripped me out. Like, wow, what they doing to OJ? You know what I'm saying? So I didn't realize how severe this matter was until because I was like I was in Oklahoma when this happened when she got caught when she got killed and he got killed. I was stationed in Oklahoma, Fort Sill. That's where I was at. But I was in Lawton when it happened. When I asked it happened, I was off base. I was off base at and where was I at? Oh yeah, I was. I know where I was. Yep. But anyways, so I was there chilling out and I'm watching the news, right? Like, what is going on? You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what going. I didn't find out what was. The news wasn't telling us nothing. News wasn't telling me nothing about the killing of the wife, and they didn't say nothing. All they were talking about was. So I didn't find out what actually happened until I came back, got the military about a couple months later. And I found out what happened, because like I said, I lived in Orange County, I ain't live in the hood, so I wasn't getting no hood talk. I was getting whatever they put in the news, and whatever people were saying, people wasn't telling me nothing. They weren't telling me nothing. I was like, damn, what's up with that? So, I just went along. So then when the trial thing and stuff like came, that's when I started getting information and started getting it for myself. Because like I said, we didn't have the internet. We didn't have no internet back then. They didn't have no cell phones or no Google stuff. So a lot of information, if you didn't dig for yourself, you wasn't getting it. I play myself, or actually sometimes when you play yourself, everything's works for a reason. Because the Most High is controlling everything. So it might take a day or it might take 20 years, but like I said, it's the Most High. Time is nothing to him. Time is nothing. Time is just that's why time is nothing to me. I just go with the spirit and let the spirit do. But I try to take care of the legal battles, and all the evil stuff that goes on in society. I try to rationalize and work through all that. But the thing about it is, I'm trying to go with the Most High Spirit, because going against that's the scariest thing for me, is going against that Most High Spirit. That's more scary than everything. Sometimes I think that sometimes when I run from things, I'm thinking that the Most High wanted me to run. I don't think I run myself, because if it was up to me, I'd probably stay and fight. You know what I'm saying? And kill or whatever. But because the Most High Spirit, that's who tells me to get out of here or do this or do that. That's where I go with. Because that's how I was raised. You know what I'm saying? So